Welcome! We are looking at an orchid, Dendrobium pierardii. It is also known as Dendrobium aphyllum, and this name is probably much more appropriate because it refers to the fact that the flowers on this plant develop on stems that are leafless, that don't have any leaves on them. I have been waiting for a very long time for this plant to bloom. It bloomed last year, and I even made a video about it last year, but the flowers last maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and that's it. And for the rest of the year, the plant is just a plant. The flowers on this dendrobium, like on many orchids, develop on last year's stems. So only the stem that is covered with flowers grew last year, and the remaining 3 stems developed in the previous years. The flowers should develop in every nodule of the stem, and there should be 2 of them. However, here there are only very few flowers, and the majority of the nodules did not produce any flowers. And on top of that, last year, some of the stems developed structures that are called keikis. They are here, and these are just new plants that appeared on the plant. So they say that if a keiki develops, it is a sign that the plant is not 100% happy. It means that the plant was not kept in ideal conditions. The conditions were not that bad because it blooms, however, they were not ideal. The other indication of the fact that this plant was not really as happy as could be is the fact that the stem that grew last year, the stem on which the flowers appeared, is shorter than the stems that appeared during the previous years. I've had this plant for about 4 years now, so it is surviving, it is growing, and it is one of the very few orchids that I have that are blooming. Orchids seem very difficult to me, and this plant is one of the very few orchids that I have that are blooming, and again, it's giving me signs that it could have better conditions than the conditions that I am providing it with. So what I will do next year, or this year actually, I will first of all plant it into a new medium. It is in a very small pot, and the medium in which it grows, it's just bark, it's just tree bark, so it doesn't really matter that much to the plant what is there. However, the medium in which the plant grows provides a little bit moisture for the roots. It just prevents the roots from desiccating completely between waterings. So I will give it a bigger pot and plant in new and give it new tree bark to grow into. But at the same time, I will be fertilizing it. I didn't fertilize it a lot last year. I just did a little bit of commercial fertilizer, and I was watering it with the water from my fish tanks, which has more nutrients than tap water, but still it is clearly not enough for this plant to thrive. The life cycle of this plant is that right now it is producing a new stem, and maybe you can see it. It is here. It is the green part that is growing towards us is a new stem, and this new stem will grow, will produce leaves. Hopefully it will be longer than the last year's stem, will produce new leaves. Those leaves will feed the entire plant, will will be photosynthesizing and will be feeding the entire plant, will make the stem strong and capable of bearing flowers next year. Somewhere in the beginning of October, maybe a little bit later than that, maybe mid-October, the leaves on this stem will be turning yellow, and that's when I will stop watering the plant completely, and I will only start watering again when new flower buds appear on that stem, which will be around mid-March. If you're interested how it looked in the summertime, when the new stem was covered with leaves, you're welcome to watch a video that I made about this plant in August. And there is another video that I made with this plant when these flowers were just in the form of flower buds. So about a month ago I made a video about this plant as well. So that way you will be able to see how this plant develops, how this plant looks during the entire season. I am very fond of this plant. I wish it had more flowers, but I'm not complaining at all, because the flowers that are here are absolutely extraordinarily beautiful. Thank you very much for watching my video. Have a wonderful day.